Good morning, students. We have finished 2 lessons of 6th class. Now we are going to start the third lesson, that is the use of some and the. Students, first lesson was countables and uncountables. Second lesson was the use of and the third lesson is some and the. If you see all lessons from the first lesson, we can see that all lessons are dependent on each other. If you understand countables and uncountables, you can understand use of and if you understand clearly use of and, then definitely you can understand the use of some and the. Now in this video we'll see the first part of this lesson, that is the use of some. Some is a word which you already know. The meaning is some means countable. Sometimes it is countable, sometimes it is uncountable, and it is an adjective. Adjective means a describing word. For example, some water, some oil, some students, some girls. So the word some is always mostly used before nouns, and those nouns can be plural nouns or countable nouns showing numbers. They show numbers. For example, some boys are outside. Now some means some is used before boys, so it means number. Exact may not be known, exact number, maybe 5, maybe 10 boys are there, but some here shows number. I repeat, it shows number. There are some problems. Now some problems means maybe 1 problem, 2 problem, 3 problems, 4 problems, but it is definitely showing some number. Look at the next example. Some schools have started online teaching. So some schools means definitely some number. Maybe 5 schools have started, maybe 7 schools have started. So some is used before plural nouns when it shows number. So if you are using a noun after some, then it should be a plural number. And sometimes it is also used with uncountable nouns showing quantity. Say this is the difference here. When you use it before a noun, it must be either plural noun, it cannot be singular noun. We can't say some school, only school, or we can't say some problem, or we can't say some boy. So it must be, if a noun is coming after it, it must be a plural noun, or it can be a singular noun, but that noun should be an uncountable noun. Now see here, I want some water. So water, can we count it in number? No, we cannot count water in number. So I want some water. He spent some time with me. No, time again is uncountable, so he spent some time. So it shows quantity. Quantity means it cannot be in number. It can be in, suppose, minutes, or it can be in kilograms. Some other nouns, for example, sugar, we cannot count in number, but we can count in kilograms. Oil, we cannot count in number, but we can count in terms of liter. Or milk, 1 liter milk, 2 liter milk, but we cannot count in number. So whenever we speak of such nouns, we should use some before it, some before those nouns, but they must show quantity. See, he added some salt in the dish. Quantity, some salt. Now differences between a and an. See, and we should use, already we studied in previous chapter when we talk about one noun, and we should not use and even if noun is singular. Sometimes and is not used. Look at this example. He took an ice cream. What is the meaning of this sentence? he took one ice cream, or I took a pen. Means I took a pen, he took an ice cream. But look at the second example. I like ice cream. I did not use the word here an ice cream. Why didn't I use an ice cream here? Because if I say I like an ice cream, that means I like one ice cream, means one type of ice cream, and I don't like other types of ice creams. Already there are flavors, chocolate, chocobar, whatever may be. So if we speak about nouns in general, we are not talking about one type, then we should not use article before it when we are talking in general about that noun. And when we talk about that noun as one, then we should use article before it. See the next example here. I want a fruit. I am talking about one fruit. Suppose a basket is there, and from that basket I want one fruit. Then we should say I want a fruit. But here I am not talking about a fruit. I am talking about all fruits. Yes, fruit is good for health. At that time we should not use article before it. In the same way, some is used when we talk about quantity or number of a noun, not when we talk about that noun in general. See the example here. I want some ink to fill in the pen. Means quantity is needed, some ink is needed. But in the next example, ink is used to fill in pens. No, ink is used. We can't say some ink is used to fill in the pens. Why? Because all type of ink is used to fill in the pens. We can't at that time say some ink is used. So when we are showing quantity or number, at that time we should use some before nouns. And when we are not talking about quantity or number, then we should not use some before that noun. I will post the homework based on it. Completed. Thank you.